Welcome. Let's consider the scenario where we have a quadratic equation and then we find the solutions of that equation and we decide to multiply them. Well, let's start by considering the standard form of any quadratic equation. It is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. And the solution for any quadratic equation, we can always use the quadratic formula for that, where the solution is equivalent to minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, and everything divisible by the expression of 2a. Well, if it's a quadratic equation, we should expect to have two solutions. And we are going to obtain those solutions when we consider the plus or minus. The first solution will use the plus, and the second solution will use the minus. So let's write that down. Solution 1 is a quadratic equation using the plus, and the second solution is the same quadratic equation but using the minus. Let's change the color to show that. Well, now let's see what happens when we multiply those solutions. In other words, what would happen when we multiplied these two expressions? Because these are the expressions for each of the solutions in a quadratic equation. So let's write down that multiplication. So this seems to be a complicated multiplication. Let's be organized and take it one step at a time. Let's start by distributing the expression of negative b. When we multiply it and distribute to the first one, we're going to obtain b squared positive. And now when we distribute to the second term on the expression in the right, we're going to have minus times a minus, which is a plus, b on the outside times the square root of b squared minus 4ac. So now that we're done distributing the first term, now let's distribute the second term. Let's distribute to the first one in the right. So we're going to have plus times a minus, that is a minus. And then we're going to take b on the outside times the square root of b squared minus 4ac. And now let's distribute it to the second term on the right-hand side. But we're going to get plus times a minus. So the result is minus. Well, notice that we are multiplying the same expression time itself. So the result is going to be that expression raised to the second. So we are done distributing the numerator. Now let's multiply the denominators. 2a times 2a, that is going to give us 4a squared. So this is starting to be a little bit messy. Let's see if we can combine any terms and simplify this a little bit further. But notice that here we have the same expression. b times the square root of b squared minus 4ac. One is plus, one is minus, so they can cancel out. And now, in addition, on the expression here in the right-hand side, we have a square root on the inside, and we have a second exponent on the outside. They will cancel out. Now, to save some space, let me just erase the square root in this expression. And now let's distribute this negative. That is going to give us negative b squared, and that's going to give us positive 4ac. So we're going to obtain the b squared that we have at the beginning. And the first distribution, it is going to give us a negative b squared. And the second distribution is going to give us a positive 4ac. And we are still dividing by the expression of 4a squared. Well, we can simplify this a little further. B squared plus a negative, when we add them up, they're going to cancel out. The 4's are going to cancel out as well. They are dividing with each other. And this a on the numerator is going to cancel with one of the a's on the denominator. So here we have our result. Anytime that we are multiplying the solutions of any quadratic equation, that multiplication will always be equal to the expression of c divided by a, where c is the constant in the quadratic and a is the number that is in front of x squared. Now let's put this into practice. Let's find the multiplication of the solutions of the quadratic equation of 4x squared plus 10x minus 6. Well, remember that the multiplication that is always equivalent to the expression of c divided by a. Well, let's identify what is c and what is a. A is what's in front of x squared, which in this case is 4. B is what's in front of x, which in this case is 10. And c is the value that is by itself, which is negative 6. So we are done. We can say that the product of the solutions is equivalent to c over a, where c is equivalent to negative 6, and a is equivalent to 4. We can still simplify this as negative 3 divided by 2. One thing to keep in mind is we do not know what the solutions of this quadratic equation is. We do not know the solutions. But I know one thing about them. If I would have multiplied those solutions, it would have given me the result of negative 3 divided by 2. Hello. If you would like to continue learning about mathematics, you can check out the videos on the left.